I need an IV of coffee into my blood. So if I look half asleep, I am. Um, I had an interesting thought though. I would say, uh, well, I would argue. Well, I've always had the argument that religion is a good thing. It's a good thing, but at the same time, I've always thought that people as a whole, they are. I don't want to say religion is not necessary because I think it's very important to at least believe in something. If you don't believe in anything, I don't know, that just seems off. I mean, I grew up with basically like the Christianity and all that stuff, and I would say I believe it, and to me it makes sense. Even like the whole Jesus thing and magical spaghetti monster in the sky, it all makes sense to me. Um, Personally, I would say it's what I believe in, but the reason I do not talk about it really is because I don't know, it's just a very, I mean, politics are one thing, and politics are a pretty deep cut on someone's personality, but I feel like religion is just at a whole nother level. Um, so I tend to just avoid religion conversations because I know what I believe. I guess in a way, I don't feel like I should really try to change other people's minds. I don't know. I also haven't, but I'm like rambling. But, so okay. I think I went off totally on tangent there. But, back on point. Religion. I've always believed it's kind of good to be spiritual, I guess you could say. I do not really go to church often at all. I probably will in the near future. But at the same time, I've always believed ice for coffee. One moment, please. I've always believed that there's no point in going to church if you're a mess. It doesn't matter what I believe. If I was going around, if you're somebody that kills somebody during the week, but you go to church on Sunday, that doesn't even out. Sorry, it's that's definitely not even close. That's an extreme example, but yeah, that would not even out. But then you have your people that like go to church on Sunday, and then the rest of the week they're just toxic and bad people and I've always believed that humankind as a whole is a good species, I guess you could say. And while religion is good, it's not that necessary. But I've kind of been questioning that recently. I mean, this is going to be a lot of opinion because it's kind of hard to really prove that. I mean, maybe I just haven't looked in the right spots, but it's kind of hard to prove exactly that less people are going to church, but I would say they are. I would say from what I've seen where I do go, it seems like there's less people in church. Again, just my opinion, but it just seems, from growing up with it and from still, even though I don't go as much as I feel like I should, I'm still around it, and I kind of see, like, on a weekly basis how many people are going, how many people are there. And from what I've seen, like, growing up, I don't think I ever heard about, honestly, growing up, if a church was combining with another church, I don't think I would have even noticed. I think I would have been worrying about Ninja Turtles, and I'm still kind of like that. But I pay less attention overall to Ninja Turtles now, and it just seems like less people are active in church from my point of view. Now, does that matter? Up until not long ago, would argue no, it probably doesn't matter. You don't need to be at a certain spot one time a week for an hour a week to be a good person, which I still would argue that is probably the case. But at the same time, okay, let's take a look at this. It seems like less people are going to church. And like I said, I'm around it enough where it seems like a noticeable difference. So how is everybody acting? And that seems, that was not a good idea. It seems like that should or shouldn't have a connection with society as a whole. One moment, please. I need ice. So, that should show good or bad in society. It should, I mean, when I was a kid, there should be differences in society compared to, I'm not awake yet, but stuff, like I'm almost arguing that differences now compared to when I was a kid may be because of people going to church less. I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying it's not, I'm saying there seems to be a correlation to the data, I guess you could say. I mean, when I was a kid, one fact I do know is birth rates are better. That's numbers. That's I don't even have to think about that with opinion. That's numbers. There's more people having kids. Oh, it's like a 5 coffee day. So that's by the numbers. There's more people having kids now. Why would that be? How could that connect to religion? I was in a good train of thought. Dog needs to be let in. Moment. Anywho, how does that connect to religion? Well, if you don't believe in God, kids are not a miracle. Kids are just, they suck the life out of you. They take away your time, your money. And why? I mean, if you don't believe in God, they're just these things that you have to take care of and you have to put time into, and I mean, is it really worth it when you can just take a trip and keep all your money and just have fun with your life and not worry about anything ever? So I'm not saying they're definitely connected, but I'm also saying they could be. And when I was a kid, there was none of this I'm a boy, but I'm a girl thing. If you're a boy, okay, first off, if you have a penis, you're a boy. If you don't, you're a girl. It's not that hard. It's pretty simple. Yeah. I actually watched the Change My Mind stuff. I like that stuff. It's actually pretty good. One of them I watched recently was on gender and that stuff, and I actually kind of understand the argument now, even though I think it's totally bonkers. I guess the basic argument about that stuff is that you have your sex, which is male or female, which you're born with, and then you have your gender, which you can decide, which I would still say is male or female. But I guess the people that think there's a different gender say you can decide your gender but not your sex. That hurts my head. So yeah, that was not a thing when I was a kid. Definitely not. I don't think so. Yeah, if you're a boy, you're a boy. If you're a girl, you're a girl. So does that connect to religion? Maybe. I mean, if there's no God to worry about, then why shouldn't you be able to decide what gender you are? I mean, nobody else tells you what gender you are, right? I had one more. If I can't think of it, I'm just gonna end it. But yeah, legalization of weed, which I don't know where I stand on that. I think a better one is gay marriage. That's like normal now. I mean, I think I've heard of lawsuits against actual churches saying, we want to be married here, and since you're not allowing it, we need to sue you so we can have a gay marriage in this church. Which I do not agree with. If the church does not want to marry two gay people, then they shouldn't have to. Go find a different church. I mean, if the certain church doesn't want to marry you, then you get them to have to marry you in a lawsuit by using a lawsuit. Do you really think they're going to do you really think they're going to do a good job? I mean, is it worth it? They're going to despise you during the entire ceremony. It seems like shooting yourself in the foot to me. So does that connect to religion? I would say probably. I don't know. Like I said, this is all opinion, and that's one where I'm not so kind of iffy about. I think that's one thing that's not really I'm all that concerned about. I mean, it's kind of done and over with in a way. So it's not really something I put much thought into at this point. But are the two connected? I would argue possibly. And this video isn't about my opinion saying this is right, this is wrong. It's just creating a thought, I guess you could say, about to get other people thinking. Are the two connected? Are we a better society or a worse society? Now that I would argue that people are going to church less compared to 20 years ago. And I would say some of the stuff is just weird. I think I'll just leave it at that. People are weird now. It's just a thought I had. Work for me is a pretty easy thing to do, so it's not like I have to really concentrate. I've been there long enough where it's like autopilot. So I basically just go and get my job done. You want to go back outside? I just let you in. Say hi. You want to go outside, huh? I think I would let the little one outside again. And then she'll beg to come back inside in like 2 minutes. But it's more just a thing I thought in general, like, is there connections, is there not connections? I think I'm just going to leave my opinion out of this, because that's not really why I want to make this. I just want to get other people's brains going and get them thinking. So, for the start of your weekend, something to think about. Bye.